What about dating for you now?
What about it?
You got a girlfriend?
No.
You on the apps?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you meet people?
How
do you meet people without phone, though?
How do you
don't go in public and meet
without
people, do
phone?
you?
Yeah.
That's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, public.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I meet people in the world and,
Walk us
and on
through.
social media some of the time. but-
Okay, walk us through and, maybe at a coffee shop.
No,
You see
like, I
some
don't
Your phone
know.
would blow up on Tinder. Like Hinge.
I guess.
It would-
I was on for a minute during the pandemic. It didn't blow up that much. I did the apps for the first time over the pandemic because it was the first time I was lonely enough and there was no other option. I was home alone. So I was like, all right, let me do these things. Because the thing was, when the apps blew up, I was in a long-term relationship at the time. So when they became the thing that everyone was on, I wasn't dating. And then I was recovering from that. I was heartbroken, so I wasn't fucking on apps. Pandemic hit. I was lonely enough and there was no other chance to meet someone. So I was like, all right, let me download all these things. Let me see what it's about. I see why people are doing it. I get it. I met some nice people through it. But ultimately, the time spent like scrolling on potential who this person could be, me judging based on their photos and like their dumb little, like, that's not real. I don't even like getting to know someone over text. Like, I need to know, like, I can't, text is fun. I keep text very like light usually for a long time. Like, I feel like way too many people are going through a very important part of courtship and getting to know someone over text. Text is man.
That's meant to weed out the creepers. That's all it is. Like, can you continue a conversation?
I get
or
that.
like somewhat normal from their perspective.
Yes, I get that.
Yeah.
But then you have to get in person with that. The
Right.
time with the apps to get to a date that I might know instantly, like, oh, this just ain't the vibe. Like, great girl, not the vibe for me. And I wouldn't know it, but now I do. Like, I don't know. I'm just not, it's not for me. So I meet people in person. On social media.
How do you do that?
You guys are amazing. How do you meet person?
So, like, walk us
How
through
does you
that.
meet person?
So you see someone, you're like, you.
Yeah,
That's
you
exactly what he does.
Yeah, you come here. You can do that. I mean, I don't know. Like last weekend, I was at a show with some friends, at an improv show with some friends. There was a girl there who knew some of my friends. So just throughout the night, we had just had enough passing each other, little exchanges. We happened to be walking out of the bar at the same time. And then, well, she got my number, but I could have gotten her number. And then I did get her number.
She asked for your number.
She did.
She was proactive.
She did, which I love.
Did you
I love
text
it.
her afterwards,
Yep.
or you did?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. I love it. I love proactive.
Yeah.
I love knowing like, okay, like that's a good first step is like, awesome. A girl was brave enough to do the thing and not just leave it on.
Yeah, she's
the guys.
assertive. She knows what she
Yeah,
wants.
I like that.
Yeah.
But also I can do it. It's just about like, do you feel a little vibe or whatever? And you just go talk. And then if you feel something, you say, hey, can I get your number? And it's a little awkward and it's a little, but you just fucking do it, man.
You think you're a hopeless romantic?
Not anymore.
You used to be. Mm-hmm. What changed?
Experience.
You think it's better not to be? Or it suits you more?
I think it's better not to be entirely.
Why?
I think romance is amazing and intimacy is beautiful and all of it has a place in our lives. But being a hopeless romantic, idealizing and fantasizing ideas about what your relationship should be and how it should fulfill you, I think is leading so many people wrong.
Yeah, I think it's the expectation that you put on another person. I remember there's someone in high school, and every guy she met was the one.
That
Every single time. And it would last almost always 6 to 8 months. Nasty breakup. And then right afterwards, I met the one.
that
Over and over and over again. Yeah.
that's being a hopeless romantic.
Overcommitting, maybe?
Overcommitting, not being real. You're in fantasy land. If you're being a hopeless romantic, you probably watch romantic stories on movies and television, and you actually believe that you want that. They're not real. They're constructed stories between actors. They're not real. Jim and Pam are not real.
Don't say that, man.
They're not real.
Don't say that. That's too far. That is too
Bullshit.
far.
It's fun to watch. It's entertaining, but
Yeah.
I think it's actually poison to
I would tend
having
to
a
agree on
real
that,
relationship.
I would tend to agree with that. There's so many relationships on TVs that I see like that would never exist, and I think a lot of it's unhealthy personally.
I know, and I think people are really, because media, we relate to it. I think people really aren't aware how much they are adopting the romance, the romantic ideas in movies and television, and actually putting it and trying to put it on their real life. And it's just not it, man. I did it. I did it. I met someone who I thought was the one. I wanted to marry her. I was the best boyfriend I could be at the time. I played out the best version of like what I thought this romance idea was. And there was a lot of it that was really beautiful. But where it got me, I learned too much from, and I said, hold on. All those things, like, that's not what's important to me in love. I'm not even sure those things are love. You don't need to build this big grand story. You don't even need the story of the fucking one. Like, I don't need all that. I don't want all that. It doesn't get me where I want to go, which is a healthy relationship with myself and another person, which is healthy boundaries, which is being able to discuss boundaries and respect one another, which is still being open, supportive, romantic at times, intimate, vulnerable. These things are all still included in what I want in partnership. But these fantasies and these conventions that everyone's a part of, I'm too old for this shit, man. I'm over it. I played it out enough times. I saw it repeated enough times. I've watched it in other people. Yeah. People just bounce. Oh yeah, it's our anniversary again. Oh, I've watched you go through like 6 of these with 6 different the ones, and every person is completing you. Fuck that, man. What, like, change how you approach this thing. That's how I just don't approach it the same. No. I have an aversion to fantasy in relationship now, and not some kinds of fantasy, you know what I mean? But these fantasies of like, I'm gonna complete you, and I think people move way too fucking fast at slotting someone into an idea and into a feeling that they've seen on fucking TV, and it's just not it, man.
I completely agree. Jack, what do you think?
I agree people shouldn't get into relationships for the sake of being romantic or because they want romance. Yes. Get into a relationship because you like the other person. Yes. You guys, you think you're good together. Yeah, I would say I mostly agree, but also like maybe we have different definitions of hopeless romantic, like people that are just so romantic and that's what they think about and stuff like that. Like that's fine. It's just a preference. That's who you are, you know? But of course, don't let that make you make irrational decisions.
Yeah, like I'll give an example. Like to me, being a hopeless romantic is not about the other it's your filling in like fucking ideas. So I was overhearing a friend of a friend talk, and he was explaining how he had kind of been talking to this girl. They hadn't met yet, but they had I don't know, I guess been linked up through friends, and they had been texting and talking over the phone a little bit, and kind of, you know, they were starting to be interested in each other. They were going to have their first date. So this guy, probably identifying as a hopeless romantic, sets up this elaborate first date. This picnic on the beach and blindfold and tandem,
first date
and tandem bicycle and just like way too much. And it didn't go how he wanted it to go, and things are a little awkward with the girl. And I was overhearing this just going like, well, what the are you doing, man? Go get coffee. Relax, dude. Romance should come like for me, like romance like that should come way into a relationship with someone when you know you show up for each other, when you know you've respected each other, when you've gotten to really know someone, like not just doing a romantic thing on the first date for someone. Like, that's crazy.
How'd it go?
It didn't go well. It didn't go well for him.
Just imagine they're married with 3 kids.
It didn't go well for him because of course not. It's too much. I feel like that happens.
Did nobody tell him before, like, yo, don't do that? Did you warn him? Or like,
I didn't know him. He was a friend of a friend, so I was kind of just hearing this, and I didn't know him well enough to go like...
He needs better friends.
I agree.
Like,
I agree, because I wanted to be like, hey, dude, I don't know you, but like, what are you doing? You did too much.
I feel like he's already lost at that point, though.
I agree.
Yeah, he's already...
I agree.
Yeah.
But this is out of some like romantic ideal rather than like, just go meet someone, take it slow. Everyone can take it slow. slow down.